This next video is Pore Systems Thinking, a way to prevent blackheads by seeing your skin as a connected system instead of isolated problems. Systems thinking means you stop asking, what product removes blackheads? And start asking, what conditions allow blackheads to form? And how do I change those conditions with the smallest sustainable changes? When you take a systems view, you realize blackheads are not one thing. They are an output of a system with inputs: oil production, cell shedding behavior, surface film accumulation, barrier strength, friction and occlusion, stress and sleep, and consistency over time. If the inputs stay the same, the output stays the same. If you want fewer blackheads, you change one or two key inputs and keep them changed long enough for the system to reach a new equilibrium. The biggest reason people fail is they change inputs randomly and too often. Creates a noisy system that never stabilizes. So in this video, we'll identify your highest leverage inputs, install control points, and build feedback loops that keep pores stable without constant effort. First, let's define the system. Imagine your skin as a factory with 3 departments: the production department, oil glands; the packaging department, skin cell turnover and shedding; and the shipping department, pore pathways, and surface exit. On top of that, factory sits a protective coating department, sunscreen, makeup, moisturizers, and an external environment department, pollution, humidity, temperature, friction. Blackheads occur when production continues, packaging becomes sticky, shipping gets blocked, and coatings or environmental factors increase impedance at the exit. The system output is the blackhead. If you focus only on removing blackheads, you treat the symptom. If you focus on improving packaging, shipping, and coating management while keeping the barrier stable, you treat the system and the output changes. Now, systems thinking starts with leverage points. A leverage point is a small change that produces a big shift in outcome. In blackhead prevention, the top leverage points are consistent removal of surface films, reduction of friction, occlusion triggers, barrier stabilization to reduce inflammation, and consistent use of one inside the pore prevention tool at tolerable frequency. Notice what's not on the top list: scrubbing harder, adding 5 actives, and chasing instant extractions. Those are high effort, low leverage, and often destabilize the system. Now, the next systems concept is feedback loops. There are 2 loops that dominate comedonal acne: the irritation loop and the stability loop. The irritation loop goes like this. You see blackheads, you scrub or over-exfoliate. Barrier becomes irritated. Inflammation rises. Shedding becomes stickier. More clogs form. You see more blackheads. You scrub more. That loop is a trap. The stability loop goes like this. You clean films gently and consistently. Barrier stays calm. Inflammation stays low. Shedding normalizes pores. Clog less. You feel less urgency to scrub. Barrier stays calm. Your goal is to exit the irritation loop and enter the stability loop. And the way you do that is by choosing system-stabilizing inputs rather than symptom-attacking inputs. Now we install control points. In systems engineering, control points are where you can measure and adjust. For your skin, control points are simple: comfort, film exposure, friction exposure, and consistency. Comfort tells you if you're destabilizing the barrier. Film exposure tells you how much residue load you are creating daily. Friction exposure tells you if mechanical stress is inflaming pores. Consistency tells you whether the system has enough time to change. A system can't stabilize if you keep changing it every week, so you watch these control points and adjust gently. For example, if comfort drops, stinging, tightness, you increase barrier support and reduce active intensity. If film exposure is high, daily sunscreen and makeup, you strengthen your film removal ritual. If friction exposure is high, mask, phone, you reduce contact stress. This is not complicated. It is disciplined. Now, let's identify your dominant driver, because systems improve fastest when you fix the main bottleneck. There are 4 dominant drivers that commonly produce blackheads. Driver 1. Film overload, heavy sunscreen. Makeup layers with incomplete removal. Driver 2. High oil flow, genetically oily skin that needs consistent flow management and light textures. Driver 3. Barrier fragility, sensitive skin that becomes inflamed easily and clogs when irritated. Driver 4. Mechanical stress mask and phone friction, occlusion, and sweat trapping. Most people have a mix, but one driver dominates. Your job is to identify which driver is responsible for most of your congestion. The clue is pattern. Film overload often shows up as persistent congestion that doesn't respond to actives until removal improves. High oil flow shows up as rapid shine and visible pore contents in the T-zone. Barrier fragility shows up as stinging and tightness with products and worsening texture when you push actives. Mechanical stress shows up as localized congestion where things rub. Once you identify the dominant driver, you apply a targeted system change. If film overload is dominant, you improve removal and reduce unnecessary layering. If high oil flow is dominant, you keep textures light, avoid stripping, and use consistent inside the pore control at tolerable frequency. If barrier fragility is dominant, you stabilize barrier first and introduce prevention slowly. If mechanical stress is dominant, you manage friction as the primary intervention. This prevents wasted effort. Now, systems thinking also teaches you to avoid solution stacking. Solution stacking is when you add multiple solutions without knowing which problem you're solving. In skincare, this looks like adding salicylic acid, glycolic acid, retinoid, scrub, mask, and toner all at once. That often causes barrier irritation and makes the system chaotic. Instead, systems thinking says, change one lever at a time, wait for the system to respond, then adjust. A stable system responds predictably. A chaotic system responds unpredictably. Now, let's design a systems-based prevention plan that works in real life. The plan has 3 stable foundations: consistent film management, consistent barrier support, and 1 primary inside the pore prevention lever. Film management is your nightly removal ritual on days you wear sunscreen or makeup. Barrier support is moisturizer and gentle cleansing that prevents irritation. The primary lever is used at a tolerable schedule you can maintain. Then you add 1 optional stabilizer, friction management if needed. That's the system plan. It's deliberately minimal because minimal systems are easier to keep stable. Now, we talk about time constants, another systems concept. Some changes in your skin system happen quickly, like surface oil appearance. Other changes happen slowly, like follicular shedding patterns and microcomedone reduction. If you expect slow variables to change quickly, you will switch inputs too often and never see results. So you set expectations. Film management can improve congestion faster because it reduces residue immediately. Barrier stabilization can improve comfort within days to weeks. Follicle normalization and deep comedonal improvement often require 8-12 weeks. You need to respect time constants. That is why consistent routines work and frantic switching fails. Now we handle the biggest source of system noise, the mirror. If you inspect your skin constantly, you will change inputs out of anxiety. Anxiety is a destabilizing force. Systems thinking encourages periodic measurement, not constant checking. You check trend weekly, not hourly. You maintain your inputs steadily. That reduces noise and improves outcomes. Now, we apply systems thinking to the nose, because the nose is the most common trigger for anxiety and destabilizing behavior. Many nose dots are normal pore contents. Systems thinking says, don't treat normal anatomy as a system failure. If your nose is oily and dotted, you manage the system. Keep films removed. Keep friction low. Keep textures light. Apply your inside the pore lever consistently and moisturize lightly to reduce contrast. You stop scrubbing because scrubbing increases inflammation and worsens the output. This is how you stabilize the nose system. Now, a key systems skill, resilience. A resilient system doesn't collapse when life changes. Travel, stress, seasons, mask use. These are disturbances. If your routine requires perfect conditions, it will fail. So you create a resilient minimum. The resilient minimum is remove the day and moisturize. In the morning, sunscreen if you'll be exposed. Then, you layer your primary lever when you can. This resilient minimum keeps the system from drifting back into the irritation loop during busy periods. It prevents relapse. Now, the final systems message is simple and powerful. Blackheads are an output, not an identity. If you change the inputs, films, friction, barrier stability, and consistent inside the pore prevention, the output changes. You don't need to fight your skin. You need to manage the system. And once you manage the system, your pores become predictable, blackheads become less frequent, and you stop living in a cycle of overreaction. This next video is Pore Navigation, a calm, step-by-step way to prevent blackheads by learning to navigate your skin like a pilot navigates weather. A pilot doesn't blame the plane for turbulence. A pilot reads conditions, adjusts altitude, reduces strain on the system, and keeps the flight stable. Your skin has weather too. Humidity, dryness, sweat, friction, product films, stress, sleep changes. Blackheads flare when the weather creates the perfect storm. More oil, stickier shedding, heavier surface films, and higher inflammation. Prevention is not fighting the storm with brute force. Prevention is navigation. You anticipate conditions, you adjust your routine intensity like altitude, and you keep the system stable enough that clogs don't form. Today, I'll teach you the navigation map, the instruments you watch, and the emergency procedures that keep pores calm in any season. First, the map. Your skin operates in 3 airspaces: clear air, turbulence, and storm. Clear air is when your skin feels comfortable, not tight, not stingy, oil is manageable, and congestion is stable or improving. Turbulence is when your skin starts to feel slightly dry or slightly oily, pores look more visible, or texture begins to feel rough, signals that conditions are changing. Storm is when your skin is irritated, stinging, peeling, redness, sudden breakouts, or aggressive congestion spikes. The biggest mistake people make is flying the same altitude in all airspaces. They keep using strong actives during storms, which crashes the barrier. Or they stop everything during turbulence, which allows congestion to build. Navigation means you adjust intensity based on airspace. In clear air, you can maintain your prevention tools. In turbulence, you reduce intensity slightly and increase barrier support to avoid storms. In storm, you switch to emergency mode, calm the barrier, remove films gently, and pause strong actives until stability returns. Now, the instruments. What do you watch to know your airspace? Instrument 1 is comfort. Comfort is the most important gauge. If you sting, burn, or feel tight, you are entering turbulence or storm. Instrument 2 is film load. Film load means how much sunscreen, makeup, and residue you're wearing. High film load increases the chance of pore blockage if removal is inconsistent. Instrument 3 is friction. Masks, phone contact, helmets, wiping, face-touching friction increases inflammation and changes follicle behavior. Instrument 4 is oil flow. Oil flow increases with heat, hormones, stress, and certain climates. Instrument 5 is time, how long you've been consistent. Many people make decisions too early, like changing routine every week. Navigation requires time and patience. Now, we define the 3 core flight controls: clean, clear, cushion. Clean is film removal and gentle cleansing. Clear is your main inside the pore prevention tool used consistently